Hi guys, what beautiful day. Sunday 29th of December 2024, almost the end of the year. You may recognize this place. I've come to Gloucester Wharf on the Monmouthshire and Brecon Canal. I've said it once, I've said it a few times, it's my favourite canal, and what a beautiful day to come here after the pretty abysmal weather we've had. So I come here today for a particular reason though, although I always like to see the canal and all the boats here at Gloucester. It's the end of the year, so I thought it would be nice to look back and reflect on some of the videos I made during the year. More than 50 of them. I enjoy making the videos very much. And it's really nice when I get comments and people like them and such like, and it's great when people want to subscribe, but I do enjoy making them anyway. So I've put together a list of what I think is my top 10. That's to say that the 10 videos which I like best, or which I enjoyed making most of all. Very hard decision to make. There's so many that I really liked doing, and so it's a list of 10. They're not necessarily the ones which have had the most views or the most likes or comments, but they're just the ones which kind of stick out in my mind. And I'm going to show you to them in no particular order, other than to say that the last one, which had been, you know, number one in the hit parade for me, that one I guess has to be my favourite. And if you've been following the channel, you might have an educated guess as to what video that's going to be. Yeah. So but the rest of them are not in any particular order. I just couldn't make my mind up, to be honest. And which ones went into the top 10 I found very difficult. There's so many I enjoyed making that I've had to leave out. Anyway, if you've got your own ideas of what you think is the top 10 of my videos, then you can let me know in the comments if you like. That'll be interesting to see if they're different to mine. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a wander around. There's always plenty to see here at Gloucester. There's some ducks splashing about in the water there, and I'll have a wander around and tell you about the videos as I go. Yeah. Cheers. It's a good cup of coffee, that. I do like the cafe here. It's called Penelope's Cafe, and I have a feeling I might end up in there once I've finished walking around. Yeah, I think I might well do. I better crack on now. Yeah, so I don't usually write a script for these videos, as you might have guessed. I just make it up as I go along, really. A bit like life in general, I make it up as I go along. But I have made a list of the videos just to make sure I can remember which ones I wanted. So straight in there at number 10 is a video I made, I think in January 2024, when I went to Worcester shortly after there had been some very heavy rain, prolonged rain, and I witnessed the flooding in Worcester for the first time, and absolutely awesome. Completely taken aback by how it just completely overflowed the town, and of course there was all those lovely swans to see. And I've been back to Worcester a couple of times since because it's very prone to flooding. It was quite a successful video, I think more than 10,000 views, and yeah, so it did very well in that respect. But I just think it's great because of the pictures that it shows you of what the floods can look like. So that was January 2024. Let's have a little look at that one, shall we? So as you can see, the red lights are flashing on the warning sign, which is saying do not proceed. So that suggests that there might be quite a bit of water there. So this is Diglis top lock. and the bottom lock is just down by here. And oh, hang on, where is the bottom lock? I'll tell you where it is. It's under there somewhere. This is totally amazing stuff. Looks like these guys are drying off for a little while. That building over there has been completely flooded by the looks. See, they're pumping out. See the road bridge there. Again, very, very full under the arches there. Should be able to walk along here. Not today. So you can see this restaurant, the old rectifying house. It's got flood defences up in front of the doors. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how effective they've been. Definitely looks like somebody's got a car stuck in the car park though. So that was number 10. That was the Worcester floods. Number 9, and again, as I've said, there's no real order to these. It doesn't mean that anyone is preferential to the others. Another visit I made to Worcester was in July, and I went that day to look at what's called the Fish Pass in Worcester, which is based on the River Severn there. And it's a man-made construction which allows fish to pass up through the weir and avoiding going through the lock. And I was very, very impressed by that. And also that was where I met volunteer lockkeeper Kevin Phillips, who volunteers for the CRT, and he actually recognised me from the channel, which was really exciting, because Kevin was the first person to kind of shout to me and identify me. I think he said something like, "Hey, it's Gladys," and that was really good. I was very chuffed. We had a nice chat, and I'm hoping to catch up with Kevin again when I go to Worcester one day. Hopefully he can help me through the locks with Gladys. Yeah, so the Fish Pass at Worcester, we'll take a little look at that one now, I think. Pound is pretty full, and then you can see the bottom lock here. Here's the sill. Pretty gigantic it is in this lock, a curved stone. And that's going to match the level of the river, which is the other side of the gates. Before I learned about the Fish Pass, I used to think a Fish Pass was a membership card that an angler carried. Pause for laughs there. That's an awful lot of water coming over there. This is the start of the Fish Pass. It's a very good view. Hope you enjoyed this little visit to Worcester once again, and to the Fish Pass. I've got a viewer from the channel, yeah?
Yep, Kevin, that's me.
And Kevin's a volunteer with the CRT.
That's it, CRT.
Yeah.
Down here at Diglis. On the canal locks, not the river locks, the canal locks.
On the canal locks, yeah. And he's standing by to open the lock for the next lucky boater that comes through.
Yep, either from the river or down the canal.
Yeah,
You
brilliant.
have to keep an eye on both ends.
Good lad. So he's doing a great job, and if I wasn't going away on Gladys, I'd probably be joining your band, I think. Maybe not here, but perhaps at Gilwan on the Mononbrec. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it the old thumbs up. Good lad. I didn't pay him to do that. Lots of people walking along the towpath today here at Gloucester on this beautiful canal. Of course, another canal I visited several times in the year was the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. In fact, I covered the whole distance from Worcester to Birmingham, either walking or on the Brompton. And that's a canal I'm definitely going to be doing with Gladys sometime in 2025. One of the features of that canal is the Tardebigge flight of 30 locks. So there's a flight of 30 locks, and it's all within the distance of around 2 miles. So very tightly packed. And there are no mooring places in between the locks. So you pretty much have to do it in one day. Be the kind of thing to do in midsummer, I think, when the days are long. And I'll have to catch hold of some crew members to help me through, I think. 30 locks is a bit too much for one person in one day, that's for sure. Yeah, so number 8 in the videos is my cycle ride along the 30 locks. Saw lots of boats that day, lots of different people. And what an incredible feat of engineering. 30 locks in 2 miles. Let's have a look at the video that I did. And I did that one in September. And this is the Tardebigge bottom lock. This is the first in a flight of 30 locks in just over 2 miles. All the lock mechanisms look in really good order. It's a nice inscription. Here he sat watching the world go by. Ollie Guys, 1942 to 2020. Quite a view from up here. You can see several of the locks, the countryside around. There's a boat coming down in the next lock, and I can see the lock that's after that. Yeah, and I think it was during my ride from Bromsgrove train station to the canal at the Tardebigge flight that I commented on the high gearing on the Brompton and on my plans to make things a bit easier for myself by fitting a smaller chainring, a 39 tough chainring. And in fact that's what I did, and I made a video of that out in the back garden. I must admit it was quite a difficult video to make, trying to get in close to show what I was doing on the bike with fiddly little nuts and bolts. Quite difficult, but it was well worth the effort making the change, because the Brompton is much easier to ride up hills now. I just needed to shorten the chain a little bit to do it as well, and I tried to show the whole process as much as I could. So that's the next video I'm going to show you. That's going to be that's number 7 on my list, and I think I did that one also in September, so shortly after I did the ride to Tardebigge. So either in a work stand, I've got a work stand and they're great, or you can tip it upside down and put it on the floor, or even better on a table, which is what I've done here. I've also put a big piece of cardboard underneath. You could use a tablecloth, and that's just to make sure that I don't lose any of these little bolts when I take them out. I don't want them dropping on the garden. So the thing to do now is to remove 4 of the links. Right, so there's my magic link. My next job is to undo the chain at that point. I'm going to use my special pliers to do that. So that just goes in the chain like that. Either side of the magic link, and then squeeze. And there you go. Take that out. Yep. That all works perfectly. Time for a cup of tea now. Very popular canal for hire boats. This is just one of the companies that operates on the canal. During the year I've shown you quite a lot of hire boats. And the next video I'm going to show you is from back in May, actually, when I was walking along the canal not far from Tardebigge, and I encountered several narrowboats being driven by Americans, and they were all from the same family, which was really nice. They were all very happy, very talkative, and they all had their American flag proudly flying at the back of their boat. Yeah, so let's have a look at that one. And so again, that's on this canal, the Monmouthshire and Brecon, my absolute #1 canal. Here's a stroke of luck. There's a boat just about to come through. This is Narrowboat Kestrel.
Have a great day.
Thank you. It's a bit low under there, isn't it?
It is a little narrow.
Yeah. Are you from America?
Yes, sir.
Good on you.
Florida.
All right. Welcome to Wales.
Thank you. It's lovely here.
Great. I know.
We love it.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi, you're all Americans. You're all Americans.
We're all brothers and
We're all brothers
sisters.
and
Oh, fantastic.
Having
Yes.
a good time.
Yeah, welcome
Wonderful country.
to Wales.
Thank you.
Brilliant, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, what about that?
Your mother, at least.
Why was it
What about this for a stroke of luck? It's a pair of swans, and look, they brought the family with them to see me. So number 5 in my list is another video I made on this canal. I think I was walking between Gilwan and Langattock that day, and it was the second time, I believe, that somebody recognised me. It was a boater this time, which was really quite gratifying, and yeah, I was quite chuffed, just like when Kevin recognised me. I don't make these films to be recognised. I don't want to be famous or anything. I think that's possibly the last thing I want. But it's very nice when somebody does recognise you and say they enjoy your videos. Let's have a look at that one then. So it's another trip on this fantastic canal, the Monmouthshire and Brecon. And I did that one, just consult my list. I did that one quite recently in October, so it's not that long ago actually. Got one of Gladys and Narrowboat's YouTube watchers. This is Wayne and Narrowboat Baylor.
Nice to meet you.
There you are.
Love your YouTube content. Keep it up. Great work.
Oh, good lad. I didn't pay him to say that either.
no payments, no.
Great.
But,
thanks very much, Wayne. It's great to see the boat, and it's quite a famous boat. It's been covered in several newspapers, and she's what, 52 feet?
52 foot.
Yeah, 52 feet long. This is where Castle and Narrowboats are based, and by the looks of it there's some paddle boarders around. Perhaps they've gone off for lunch, maybe down to the fish and chip shop. Must admit I was very tempted to stop there when I arrived here in Gilwan, and it's quite possible that I'll be ending up there later. Here's an example of, I think, the latest design for the carriages on HS2. They're trying to cut costs, I believe. Just my little joke. Yeah, these are the lime kilns, what remains of them, which is quite a lot when you consider how old they are. I'm not quite sure when they were built. No doubt somebody can find out and let me know in the comments. I don't really seek to be a historian on these videos, so that's why I'm not that tempted into going into an incredible amount of detail and history. Well, I've met this chap a few times. It's very difficult to get anything out of him. He doesn't really say much. He's always got that same bloody expression too. Anyway, I suppose he's stuck at it over the years, pushing his barrel. Yeah, railways, yeah, that tram reminds me of railways, so they feature quite a lot in my videos. I absolutely love going on trains. More often than not it's on West Midlands Railway, heading out from Hereford towards Birmingham and sometimes beyond, and Absolutely love them, yeah. Nearly always on time. That's tempting fate, isn't it? And one of the places, of course, I have been to on trains is Aintree Boats in Liverpool. It's a fabulous journey. I have to catch about 3 different trains to get there. And then there's a 20-minute walk. And I've been going up there over the last year several times to check on Gladys and look at the progress that the guys there were making. Sometimes I was disappointed because not much seemed to have been done, and other times I was very pleased. And one occasion when I was extremely happy was when I saw Gladys in her final red colours for the first time, and even to this day I'm still gobsmacked when I see the finish on the boat. It's a beautiful colour red, and everyone seems to like it. I'm just hoping I can keep it looking nice. Yeah, so the next video, this goes back actually to last February. That's when she first had finished colour on, and I went up and I saw the red for the first time, and just beautiful. I'm just so happy and so pleased that I chose that colour. Let's have a look at that one. Such is the life of an ace television reporter, of course. But at least I got to meet Matty. He's the guy who's doing all the carpentry inside. He's actually working on the boat today. He was working inside there, and I had a nice chat with him, and he was explaining how they do it all. It's Liverpool city centre, the shopping centre, a place called Quest there. My quest is to be on a canal, trundling along slowly at 2 miles an hour. Not a care in the world. Just look at all these crowds. Oh dear. I really can't be doing with this. Come on, Aintree, get on with my boat. Let's get Gladys on the water. So to my next video. This is an interesting thing. There's an aqueduct here. The canal's actually above me, so I'm now walking under the canal. My next video is where the canal goes under a city, and that was the Paisley Canal in Birmingham. And again, incredible engineering, where the canal, which already existed, was built over by the engineers of the day and the builders of the day. Absolutely superb. Quite a long flight of locks as well. I'm absolutely so impressed by the canal network in and around Birmingham. So again, those are some canals I'm really looking forward to tackling when I travel south with Gladys. I would imagine sometime in the spring. That'll be after I've taken on the fantastic Llangollen Canal. So let's have a look at the next video then. This will be number 3 in the top 10. And this is the canal under the city. This is lock number 8 then. And we're coming up to lock number 9, and that's where it starts to get really interesting. As you can see, lock number 9 is actually constructed under the buildings here. It looks quite well lit. Let's go and have a look. And then you've got the next lock almost immediately afterwards, with all this building above. Yeah, so lock 9 opens out into this area. Isn't it fantastic the way they've left all this water space? I imagine that they form a big pound of water for supplying the rest of the canal. And that's why it was built like that, I suppose. This here is lock number 10. And again, a very large expanse of water opposite. Lots of graffiti around. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm usually in two minds. It does add a bit of colour, I suppose. I have to be a bit careful though, because I don't really know what much of it says. So it could be something very, very rude for all I know. And I wouldn't want to offend anybody. So my apologies if there are a few naughty words amongst all this. What an impressive construction this is. Look at the size of it. It's like an aircraft hangar. Absolutely gigantic. Looks like there's a boat going through the next lock. I think I can see a CRT volunteer helping them out. Yeah, I've worn the hat today. A lot of people do stop and look when they see the hat, because they perhaps understandably mistake it for a hat which is worn by some people in the United States. And you wouldn't expect to see someone walking around a canal in South Wales wearing such a hat. So it does catch attention, and then people read Gladys and Narrowboat. Occasionally people will say, what's that about? You know, and I kind of say, well, you know, I own a boat called Gladys, as you do, and sometimes we have a little conversation. Most people just kind of look and they've got a question. You can see they want to ask, but they don't. But I like the hat, even though it's possibly controversial. It's the right colour for the boat anyway, and I need it today because when the sun does come out, it's actually quite strong. You know, so it's the right colours for Gladys, definitely. Very popular canal, Monmouthshire and Brecon. As I said, hire boats, lots and lots of hire boats on here in the summer. It can get quite chaotic. It's a little bit like the Llangollen. It's a victim of its own success, its own beauty. One of the main problems with this canal is in a number of places it's very narrow, and in many places it's very shallow. So you quite often run aground here. But there's a canal which is the total opposite of this, and the total opposite of the Llangollen, in it is huge. It's massively wide and it's massively deep, and that's the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal, which, as the name suggests, runs from the city of Gloucester, the docks, down to Sharpness on the River Severn, and that takes some pretty big boats and ships. It's an awesome sight. I've been to the canal a few times in 2024. Took the Brompton once and did a ride, but had to abandon it sort of halfway because the towpath was dreadfully muddy. But it was a good ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the canal. And that's going to be my number 2 in the top 10. So yeah, Gloucester, a lovely place. Just like Worcester, I love going to these places. There's such history there, but it's just so marvellous what they've done with the canals. Let's have a look then at my Brompton ride on the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal towpath. And I did that way back in February. It's quite a long time ago now. Thank you. There's a boat there called Beehive. Beehive. Smuggler. That's a large wide beam. Carried over this, I think. Yeah, the tyres on a Brompton are really not designed for gripping this kind of stuff. Let's look how wide this canal is. I've definitely got the wind behind me, so when I turn around eventually I'm going to know all about it, I think. So there we are. There's 9 of my favourite videos of 2024. Not in a particular order of preference. I think I like them all the same, really. So the big question, what is going to be number 1? Because there is a number 1. There is one video which, to me, stands head and shoulders above all the others. It was the culmination of a 2-year wait. So waiting for Gladys was a 2-year job. Tested my patience. I know it tested the patience of some of you when you've been watching and wondering why the boat wasn't ready. But eventually she was ready, and before I knew it, it was time to agree a date, book a marina, and put Gladys in the water. And that date was the 15th of November, so not that long ago. And the marina I chose was Aqueduct Marina in Cheshire, which I'm very, very pleased about. I think it was an excellent choice. And that's where Gladys is right now. And I'm going back to see her next week. And the launch video was, I think, quite something else. Let's have a look, shall we? Wow, look at that. And there she is. reversing backwards now down the slipway. So the marina staff take control of all of this. You can see Dave from Aintree walking along, talking to one of the staff. I still love this red. I'm so glad I chose it. Such a gorgeous colour. Here we go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Handover complete. Easy peasy.
Thank you very much.
No problem. My pleasure.
I shall remember all of that, every word.
Yeah, that's why you're recording this, so we can go back to it.
Too right, yeah.
Nah.
Cheers, Dave, thanks.
No problem, anytime. Always a pleasure.
Turned out to be a lovely afternoon. It was very misty and drizzling this morning before we left Aqueduct. So thanks for watching this end of year compilation of what I think are the best 10 videos that I did in the year. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got a favourite one which I missed out, let me know. And yeah, hopefully you'll like it. And if you're not subscribed already, please do think of doing that. Big thank you to everyone who subscribed over the year, and those of you who stuck with me from almost from the start, really. The big adventures will start for Gladys and me beginning of March, maybe towards the end of February, depends on the weather. But I'll be back with Gladys from around about the middle of February at Aqueduct Marina. And I'll be starting going out with her again then. And then the big journeys, as I said, probably from March. We're going to hit that Llangollen Canal, I think. That'll be one of the first things we do. Yeah. So I hope you're going to hang around in the meantime. I'll still be making videos of anything that I can think of. And carry on subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, please think of doing so. I may already have said that. As I said before, I don't have a script. I just make it up as I go along. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my selection. If you choose 10 different ones, well, tell me if you like. But if there are any you think I've missed out, then please do comment on that. And I'll be pleased to see. I always like to get comments. Yeah. Anyway, it's nearly 2:30 and it's actually starting to get dark, which is crazy, really. I need to get going, I think. Get back in time for something to eat. And so I will catch you up next week. I hope to do something a bit different. I'll be somewhere else, and I'll be doing something else. But yeah, so until then, take care. Hope you enjoy your new year. Don't overindulge too much, but do have a good time. And together we will travel the canals in 2025 with Gladys the Narrowboat. Bye.